All right, 2025 is coming to an end, so I want to talk about what is in my travel camera bag going into the new year. Some new, some old. Let's get right into it. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Desmond and I make content about tech and travel gear. And with the new year almost here, let's talk about what's in my travel camera bag going into 2026. I don't change up my setup very often, which is why I waited till the end of the year, because now I've had the most substantial amount of swap outs and changes to my travel camera setup that I feel like it's video worth making. So let's just start with the bag. Before I even get into it, one thing that I will say is I travel a lot for business, for pleasure, for work. I'm meeting with customers and clients. I'm meeting with executives. I'm speaking at conferences. I'm also just traveling different cities and making content. So for me, my camera bag is actually not a camera bag at all. So this right here is just my leather kind of travel hybrid bag. I use it to carry my laptop, all the things that I need for a business trip, and it actually fits all the things that I need for any type of trip when I need to create content. The first thing I'm gonna say is your choice in camera bag or personal bag or whatever you're using, highly subjective, highly personal. For me, because of the use cases I mentioned earlier, I have the Bottega Veneta Messenger. This is something I use for business trips, client meetings, conferences, as well as a utility bag to hold all of the camera gear that I'm going to show you in a bit. But it's really nice, high quality leather. I like the way it looks. Again, highly subjective, very personal. I have handles to carry it, shoulder carry, and then of course, crossbody carry when I'm making my way through and around a city. And I've mentioned it before, I've just purely moved away from camera bags and I go with more multifunctional bags that can also double as camera carry. Something like this, it's got the size, it's got the organization, it has the aesthetics and the style that I like, but this is something that I enjoy. I'm not sure it's right for everyone else. And again, this is not a price point that I would recommend anybody pay for just a camera bag. With that out of the way, let's talk about the biggest change to my camera carry this year, and that is my Nikon ZR. So I recently dropped a video about why I left my Sony a7CR and switched over to the ZR. There's a few reasons that I'll quickly call out. One, I do like the compact body, although it is larger than my Sony, but a lot of it's because of this massive screen and the improved video capabilities. I have shifted away from being more of a 60-40 photographer or even a 50-50 photo video person to focusing a lot more on just video when I am on the go, when I'm traveling, when I'm creating content, or even when I'm just traveling for business. I like to capture more video than I do photos, which again is why I have switched over to the Nikon ZR. It shoots in Red RAW along with a number of other great codecs as well as N-Log, H.265, lots of different options available on this camera when it comes to video. And also from my travel testing, the photos look great. This is a 24 megapixel sensor. It's more than enough for everything that I need to do. And in terms of getting shots for social, product shots, things just to capture memories when I'm on the go, the Nikon ZR does a fantastic job. And although there are some downsides to shooting on Red RAW like memory, I think the pros outweigh the cons at the moment. And I would say since this camera is so new, I'm expecting some really great firmware updates, fingers crossed, in the future that'll improve this experience even more. So camera body out of the way, let's talk about lenses that I am now traveling with more often. What you'll actually see here is a Sony lens. Also the other reason why I like the ZR, I can adapt all my Sony lenses to the Nikon ZR. But this is a new lens I picked up. This is the 16mm f1.8 G lens from Sony. It is incredibly small, and because I do a lot of travel vlogging, street photography, B-roll, out and about, the form factor and the wide field of view, plus the shallow depth of field, give me kind of everything that I want in a wide angle lens for the type of shooting that I do. Has the same 67mm thread for all the filters that I use, which leads me to my other lens, which is an old classic that I've had for a couple of years now. This is the 35mm f1.4 G Master. I love this lens. I think the footage that comes out of this looks fantastic when it comes to video, but even more importantly, this is my main photography lens. I personally love shooting in 35mm for travel photography, and you pair that with my Nikon ZR and I get some really solid results that I'm very happy with. So I don't have to abandon the Sony ecosystem completely. I'm still getting the best of both worlds, still get some fantastic Sony glass, but just some extra bells and whistles on the video side from the Nikon ZR. Now, like I mentioned, none of these products are sponsored, but we do have a sponsor today, and that is Artlist.io. They just dropped their Kling 01 model. And for me, having been a Artlist user for probably a couple of years now, all of the improvements that they've been making to their AI video and image generation has actually made content creation really fun and really easy. For example, I was using my Nikon ZR in Singapore. I took this photo at the garden by the bay, and then I was able to drop this into Artlist using the Kling 01 model, and it turned this image into a beautiful shot that I can use in my videos, which again is really impressive because I'm not completely generating something from scratch. I am taking a lot of my shared experiences, photos, memories that I've created with my camera, and then I'm being able to add more character and then bring them to life ultimately, which again, really cool. Then there's this other photo that I shot at Singapore Universal. You can see the popsicles on the top. I just used a quick text prompt to make this photo a little bit more fun so I can show my kids they were there to experience it. But taking a static photo and being able to leverage this Kling 01 imaging model is absolutely insane. I mean, yes, some of it you can use for fun, but again, if you are a content creator and you've just got some static shots and you want to get some B-roll, you can easily turn photographs or storyboards or mood boards into B-roll, into shot examples, into anything that you need to really improve and enhance your creative process. This is a very flexible way for me to take my photography and turn it into assets that I can use in the videos that I'm creating for you. If you're interested in learning more about Artlist, I'll leave a link in the description below. You can still get 2 months off any annual plan using my code. So let's get back to the video. And maybe another more niche addition to my loadout this year is the Sirui 20mm t1.8 autofocus anamorphic lens for APS-C, but it works perfectly fine on full frame. I'm only just getting into anamorphic lenses this year, so I know that the character on this particular lens isn't as, intense or character heavy as, say, some of the Blazars that I have. But, I mean, this is a great travel lens to have around because for an anamorphic, it is relatively small. The autofocus is really quite nice. And this is an E-mount, still works on the Nikon. Also works on my Sony lenses, of course, but I thought the autofocus performance was pretty impressive for a lens like this. And again, when I'm feeling a little bit more creative, when I want a little bit just more character to my shots, I will pull out the 20mm Sirui autofocus anamorphic lens. Next, let's talk about some of the smaller cameras I carry when I travel. And I will say 2025 has been awesome for cameras like this. There have been so many great releases from all different types of companies, and there's just so many options at this point, and it makes it really hard to choose. So here are the ones that I'm currently using on a regular basis. 360 cameras. Right here, we've actually got the Insta360 X5. I like this camera right here. I've actually got it on their little foldy tripod, which again is a great way to just carry this thing around. The ecosystem of accessories coming out of Insta360 is really nice and well thought out. I do have the DJI Osmo 360, which I've been testing as well, but when it comes to convenience, I really like this setup. Image quality on this thing is great for a 360 camera. It's convenient to use when I'm in a situation where I just want to walk around and enjoy what I'm doing, but still get lots of footage. I just extend this stick, hold it out, turn it on, and let the camera do all the work. I just use it in all the auto settings. So auto white balance, auto exposure, but overall for a 360 camera, this thing is fantastic. It's waterproof. The little tripod and extendable grip here has a Bluetooth remote, which is really nice. It's got extendable legs that just pop out like this. And again, when you're done using it, you just kind of fold it up, tuck those legs away, and then you throw the little lens protector on top, wrap it right up, and then you toss it into a bag. One of the main reasons why this is a great 360 camera for me when I travel, I don't really need to think about bringing extra selfie sticks or whatever it is. This little package, toss it in a pocket, toss it in a bag, and then you're good to go. Moving on to some of my latest cameras though, we've got the DJI Osmo Nano here. Relatively new. I think this is a really powerful camera for the form factor. I like it for POV shots. I like it for mounting it to my chest, to my hat. The other thing I really like about this is I like to use this as a POV cam for my camera, so I can actually use a hot shoe to DJI action mount, and then I can connect this directly to the top of my Leica Q3 or my Nikon ZR. And again, I've got a nice POV filming angle, which is fantastic. And as a traveler, the camera is great because of how small and inconspicuous it is. It is still a very powerful camera. 1/1.3 inch sensor, 4K up to 120 frames per second, shoots D-Log-M, which is great, so I can color grade this to match all the different cameras that I have, even the Insta360. So really solid option. And of course the vision dock over here just allows you to, of course, monitor your shot, but you have remote monitoring, all that good stuff. It's a very capable camera for the size. It goes with me everywhere because it takes up absolutely no space. So a nice new addition. And then for a more traditional action camera, we have got the brand new DJI Action 6. I recently received this while I was on my 2-week trip between Hong Kong, Singapore, and Taiwan. And I've been testing and using it ever since, and it still comes with me in my travel bag wherever I go. One, because incredibly durable. Image quality on this is really nice. 1/1.1 inch sensor. So better low light performance, overall better image quality. There are a lot of improvements that may seem minimal on paper, but in testing, like the image quality looks good. Low light modes are not terrible, but again, you need to set your expectations when it comes to action cameras and cameras of this size. But I'm really impressed with the performance. The other thing that's really nice about the DJI cameras I carry, they all work with my new set of DJI Mic 3s. I mean, maybe not new to 2025, but relatively new to me. Again, I enjoy these a lot. They have ultimately the form factor of the DJI Mic Minis, which I love, which I'm using at the moment, but all the additional capabilities and features and functionality of the DJI Mic 2, which I also love and have here. But the 32-bit float internal recording onto the transmitters themselves is fantastic. The new carrying case and how everything fits into place is great. So we have our receiver, our 2 transmitters, we've got the little USB-C dongle, I've got my wind muffs in here, the cables, and the little magnetic mounting backs, and the little clips. So that's the nice thing about this whole new setup, is everything actually fits in the charging case. So it makes it really, really easy for me to just toss it into a bag and take it wherever I need to go. So I can throw the receiver right onto my Nikon ZR or whichever camera I'm using, or I can just connect one of the 2 transmitters directly to any of my DJI cameras. And again, high quality audio, 32-bit float internal recording, great option. So maybe an easy one just to call out in terms of upgrades to the camera setup for the year. This is my iPhone 17 Pro Max. I mean, you've seen plenty of videos on it. You know the enhancements to the cameras, Apple Log 2, all that good stuff. I like this a lot. I use it all the time for on-the-go content creation, photography, videography. The other thing that I have on here is the new Moment quick lock filter system. So I've got a mist filter on here. I've also got the variable ND filter right here. And again, the quick lock system is really nice because I can simply lock this ND filter into place, and since it's variable, I can switch, and it just makes it a lot easier to shoot higher quality, more cinematic video, or at least it just gives me more control over the settings to get the most out of my iPhone 17 Pro Max. But I really do like the Moment case. I've been testing that alongside the Polar Pro, and I've landed on this as my kind of go-to travel camera setup for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Last but not least, let's just talk about some travel tripods, because that has also changed a lot this year. First of all, real simple little travel tripod. I've gotten rid of the PGY Tech Pod, some other Ulanzi tripods. This one is the one I've been bringing everywhere because, one, really solid all metal construction. F38 quick release lock. I have that on the bottom of all my cameras, Sony, Nikon, Leica, doesn't matter. But it's got a telescoping neck, which means I do get a lot more height out of this than a standard mobile tripod. And because this is all metal, there's no flimsiness, there's no movement. It's just really, really easy to carry around. It's got a nice little hot shoe, cold shoe adapter right here so I can add accessories. And I mean, it works great. It's durable, lightweight, toss it into my bag. And again, I've got a tripod that I can bring anywhere with me. Then the last tripod I'll talk about, also new to the kit, at least at 2025, is a Ulanzi MT like 78. I don't know, I'll leave a link in the description below. But this is for when I'm on location, I'm in the hotel room, and I need a real full height or full size tripod. This is really more of a monopod, but we've got our 3 legs here. They open, and then this thing, let me try to fully extend this, fully extends to about 6 feet, which is great. Also, F38 quick release plate here. I've also added a nice little MagSafe mount so I can monitor my shot using my phone, for example, or I can film using my phone if I want to do any type of social content. And I really like this tripod because, one, it's not very expensive. I think it was like 80 bucks, maybe even less, in all honesty. I can't remember. But I toss this into my carry-on suitcase. It's really, really easy to travel with. Also came with a Bluetooth remote, which is in my drawer somewhere. But something like this is fantastic. It's simple, it's lightweight, it's way more compact than any of my travel tripods, since it is really just a monopod. But I would highly recommend checking this out as well. All right, that is it for my current travel camera bag setup. I don't think I'm going to be making any major upgrades. We'll see if there are any new releases before the end of the year. But if you guys like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. I will catch you all in the next one.